Good morning, my dear young minds. Welcome back to biology session. How are you all? Good. In previous session, we have discussed uh, flower, flower character, LS of flower. What are the parts in a flower? Floral appendages, their importance. Next to male character, stamen, microsporangium, structure of pollen grain, Clear. Next, what is the structure of microsporangium? What is anther? What are the parts in a anther? What are the different types of layers present in microsporangium? Okay, that whole topic was completed. Then after completion of that, next concept, pollen, pollen grain, pollen grain. Right. Each PMC means pollen mother cell. Each pollen mother cell undergo meiosis to form 4 microspores. That is called microspore tetrad. The ploidy of PMC, diploid, PN. And what is the ploidy of microspore tetrad? Haploid. Reason? Meiosis. When PMC undergo meiosis to form 4 microspores called microspore tetrad, and all microspores are haploid. Clear? Now we discuss developmental stages of pollen grain. Important. Developmental stages of pollen grain. Microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad. Here I am showing one of the microspores. Outer layer exine, inner layer intine. Exine is made up of sporopollenin. And intine is made up of cellulose and pectin. Also shortly called pectocellulose. Vegetative cell, nucleus, etc. First step, it is microspore, one of the microspore. Clear? Next, small changes occur in the structure of microspore. Nucleus, small size vacuoles, cytoplasm. Next to nucleus, large central vacuole, at the same time nucleus undergo division called karyokinesis. Right? Karyokinesis. Karya means nucleus. Kinesis means division. Karyokinesis means nuclear division. That result in two cells vegetative cell and a generative cell. I am writing short form. VC means vegetative cell, GC means generative cell. Try to understand, right? Developmental stages of pollen grain. First, PMC, pollen mother cell, undergo meiosis to form microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad, ploidy, haploid. Outer layer, callose layer. It is called callose layer. Callose layer, clear. A group of 4 microspore called microspore tetrad. The ploidy of microspore tetrad is haploid. All 4 microspores attached with each other in a cluster with the help of a special layer called callose layer. Even callose layer also secrete from one of the innermost layer, tapetum. Tapetum cells secretes callose layer. Next, due to dissolution of callose layer, all 4 microspores detach from each other, separate from each other, and each microspore develop into an individual pollen grain. There are stages. Here I am showing one of the microspore. Each microspore enclosed with the 2 layers, exine, intine. Exine made up of sporopollenin. It is a type of nitrogenous substance. Okay, nitrogenous organic substance. Due to deposition of sporopollenin, pollen withstand all adverse conditions. Hence, pollen also one of the fossils. It never damage in all adverse conditions. Next, innermost layer called intine. Intine is made up of cellulose and pectin, also called pectocellulose. In the beginning, number of cells in microspore, only one cell, that is called vegetative cell. Vegetative cell has definite nucleus, dense cytoplasm. It undergoes small changes, right? First, small size vacuoles appear in cytoplasm. 2 to many vacuoles appear in cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Then all vacuoles join with each other to form large central vacuole. After formation of vacuole, nucleus undergo division. That is called karyokinesis. Karya means nucleus. Kinesis means division. Karyokinesis, nuclear division. That result in formation of 2 cells. Because karyokinesis followed by cytokinesis. Because mitosis include 2 steps, karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis, division of nucleus. Cytokinesis, division of cytoplasm. After completion of cytokinesis, single cell divide into 2 cells. One is vegetative cell, other one is generative cell. I wrote short form. Vegetative cell large in size, having definite nucleus and dense cytoplasm, whereas generative cell very small in size, which float inside the vegetative cell, which is very small in size, having specific nucleus and limited amount of cytoplasm. The shape of generative cell, spindle shape. Understood? Now it is known as a mature pollen grain. Hope you understood. About 60% plants shed their pollen at a 2-celled stage. 60% and 40%. 2 cells, 3 cells. See, out of 100%, 60% plants shed their pollen at a 2-celled stage. What are 2 cells? One vegetative cell, one generative cell. That's all. Rest of the 40% plants shed their pollen at a three-celled stage. What are three cells? One vegetative cell and two generative cells. Because not two generative cells. Generative cell undergo division. Generative cell undergo division to form two nuclei. That means two male gametes. Hence one vegetative cell and two male gametes. Altogether three. That's all. Understood? This is about developmental stages of pollen grain. Each microspore mature into an individual pollen grain. Clear? Right. And definitely question paper setter focus on this area. You must remember what is the chemical composition of exine, intine, all developmental stages of pollen grain. Okay, 60% cells, 60% plants share their pollen at two-celled stage. What are two cells? And the rest of the 40% plants share their pollen at three-celled stage. What are three cells? Very important. Okay, one vegetative cell and two male gametes. Altogether three cells. And structure of microsporangium. What are the layers? What are the layers present in microsporangium? All four layers, out to inside and into outside. Remember in order. Clear? Next to pollen products. Pollen products. Important. Nowadays, in some of the Western countries, majority of people widely using pollen products because pollen grains also rich in nutrients that contain rich amount of micronutrients, macronutrients, different types of vitamins, plenty available in pollen products. Hence, some of the Western countries people nowadays widely using pollen products. Pollen products available in the market in the form of cream, syrups or pills, tablets, good for health, and pollen products are very good for health for all age group members, right? No side effects from pollen products. But some plants pollen is not good for health. The best example, Parthenium hysteroporus. Parthenium hysteroporus, a dangerous plant, one of the weed plant. Parthenium plant pollen cause lung relevant infections like cough, cold, bronchitis, asthma, etc. Except a few plant species of pollen grain, rest of the all plants pollen good for health. Good for health because rich in nutrients and vitamins. Clear? Even pollen products are claimed to increase the capacity of athletes and race horses. Athletes and race horses. Athlete means runners, sprinters, long jumpers, etc. So due to consumption of pollen product, pollen consumption increase the capacity, the capability of athletes and race horses. One important neat objective point question. Understood? Next, pollen viability. Pollen viability. What is viability? Viability means germination. Germination capacity. Germination capacity of pollen grain is called pollen viability. Pollen viability vary from species to species, but majority of species pollen viability just 30 minutes. 30 minutes. But in some plants like Rosaceae, Leguminaceae, and Fabaceae, Solanaceae, Rosaceae, Leguminaceae, and Solanaceae. In these three family members, pollen viability lasts for few months. lasts for months. Right? But a majority of monocot plants like paddy, jowar, bajra, maize, finger millets, in all majority of grass plants, pollen viability just 30 minutes of their release. Only 30 minutes of their release. Okay, from anther, because from anther pollen release and transfer to stigma. Within 30 minutes they are able to germinate. Otherwise, loss. But Rosaceae, Leguminaceae and Solanaceae members, pollen viability lasts for months. For important neat objective question. Next, pollen banks and seed banks. Pollen banks, seed banks. Important. Nowadays, all over India and even other countries, large number of pollen banks widely established. Pollen banks also act as seed banks. And pollen banks preserve, store pollen grains at minus 196 degree Celsius temperature in liquid nitrogen, particularly in liquid nitrogen. At this temperature, pollen remain fresh for a longer time without damage and without desiccation. If you want, visit pollen banks and collect different plant species of pollen grain and use for pollination. It is the best source for horticulture and agriculture farmers. Clear? Liquid nitrogen important. Liquid nitrogen. In pollen banks, we can preserve pollen grains at minus 196 degrees Celsius temperature. In liquid nitrogen. Similarly, seed banks also available all over India and all over world. Seed banks store all types of seeds, monocot seeds, dicot seeds, different types of plant species collected and stored for a longer time period without damage and desiccation. So we are expecting some at least one or two questions from pollen viability, pollen banks, seed banks, and cryopreservation important. Cryo means ice, snow, ice. The process of preservation of pollen grains at minus 196 degrees Celsius temperature in liquid nitrogen is known as cryopreservation. Important for NEET objective exam. Remember, don't forget. That is about total male character. Stamen completed, microsporangium completed, and pollen grain, developmental stages of pollen grain, importance of pollen products, pollen viability, pollen preservation. This whole topic completed. Clear? Right. Next, female character, the pistil. The pistil, megasporangium, and embryo sac. What is pistil? Gynoecium. Pistil is female character. Group of pistil is called gynoecium. Pistil also called carpel. In a bisexual flower, it has 4 whorls. Outermost whorl, sepal. Second whorl, petal. Third whorl, stamen. Innermost whorl consists of pistil. A group of pistil also called gynoecium or carpels. Clear? Roughly go through the structure of pistil. Example, hibiscus. Simple example, hibiscus. Stigma. style, ovary, thalamus, etc. And ovary contain two to many ovules. It is the structure of pistil. Very important. Simple diagram. Hibiscus example. The best example, hibiscus. Hibiscus scientific name Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Common name China rose. Right? Here rest of the all flower parts removed, like sepals, petals and stamens were removed. I am showing here only a pistil. Right? It consists of three parts: ovary, style and stigma. Base of the ovary is called thalamus. Thalamus provides space for all floral appendages. Right. Next to pistil, also called carpel. Carpel are of various kinds: monocarpellary, multicarpellary. Monocarpellary means ovary with single carpel. Single carpel or single pistil is called monocarpellary. Ovary with two to many carpels or pistils is known as multicarpellary. Multicarpellary again are of two kinds: apocarpus, syncarpus. First, syncarpus. Syncarpus means fused carpels. Fused carpels. Syncarpus. Best example, papaver. Papaver somniferum, medicinal plant. Papaver somniferum. A type of medicinal plant. Next to apocarpus. Free carpels. Free carpels called apocarpus. Apo means free. Syn means fused. Clear? Apocarpus best example, Michaelia. Definitely question paper setter focus on this area. You should remember syncarpus an example, apocarpus an example. That's all. Right? Understood? It is various types of carpel, also called pistil. NCERT book examples. Clear? Next, megasporangium. Megasporangium also called ovule. Both are same only, right? Once you go through diagrammatic representation, chalaza, funicle, hilum, micropylar end, integuments, embryo sac, etc. It's very important. Anatropous ovule. Clear? Degree curvature 180 degree curvature. 180 degree curvature. Remember, megasporangium also called ovule. Megasporangium technical term, common name ovule. This is the structure of ovule. It curved in 180 degrees angle. 180 degrees angle. That is called anatropous ovule. Actually, ovule are of various kinds. Orthotropous ovule, anatropous ovule, hemianatropous ovule, campylotropous ovule, cercinotropous ovule. Many ovules are there. But according to NCERT, they mentioned only one example, anatropous ovule. Its curvature 180 degrees curvature. Once have a glance, what are the parts in diagram? It is funicle. Hilum. Hilum is junction. It is junction between funicle and ovular body. Funicle and ovular body. It is called ovular body. Clear? Micropylar end. It is micropyle. There is a natural opening. The area where micropyle is present, their integuments absent. Integuments give a small space, small natural opening, that is called micropylar end. Clear? Except at micropylar, rest of the total area covered with total area of embryo sac covered with integuments. Integuments means envelopes, outer covering layers. Outer covering layers called integuments. Integuments number vary from species to species. Okay, one integument means unitegmic, 2 bitegmic, 3 tritegmic, more than 3 polytegmic. Without suppose in some plant species integuments absent, that is called ategmic. Integument absent. Okay, hence embryo sac enclosed on the outer side with the integuments. It is nucellus. Nutrient tissue, nutrient layer. Nucellus nourishes embryo sac, right? Rest of the space is filled with chalaza. It provides physical support to the ovular body. Clear? Funicle attached with the placenta. Embryo sac consists of 7 cells and 8 nuclei. Now we will discuss developmental stages of megasporangium. Right? It is the structure of ovule. Sometimes question paper setter prepare questions based on diagrammatic representation or based on labeling their ploidy. I forgot one point. Ploidy of ovule diploid. Ploidy of ovule 2n diploid. Embryo sac haploid. Nucellus diploid. Integuments diploid. Micropylar end diploid. Everything diploid except embryo sac. Except embryo sac, rest of the total parts of ovule has diploid 2n stage, right? I will discuss developmental stages of embryo sac, right? That is also called megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis. Select a small tissue, that means nucellus. MMC. MMC stands for megaspore mother cell. Outer layer nucellus. The ploidy of MMC 2n. Ploidy of nucellus also same 2n. Diploid. Okay. Then nucellus undergo division, meiosis. Dyad. Dyad means two cells. Okay. Next, tetrad. Outer layer nucellus tissue. Nucellus tissue. There are 4 megaspores called megaspore tetrad. Megaspore tetrad. Ploidy, haploid. Haploid. Out of 4 megaspores, 3 megaspores were degenerated and only one is functional megaspore. Only one is functional megaspore. That functional megaspore I am showing here. Functional megaspore. Functional megaspore undergo a series of free nuclear divisions. A series of free nuclear divisions. 1 to 2 nuclei. 2 to 4 nuclei. 4 to 8 nuclei. Out of 8 nuclei, 4 plus 4. 4 move towards one pole, rest of the 4 move towards opposite pole. Right? Clear? Out of, means from each pole, one of the nucleus moves towards center. One of the nucleus moves towards center. One of the nucleus moves towards center. Okay. Then it is called karyokinesis, means division of nucleus. Now embryo sac undergo cytokinesis. After cytokinesis, it forms a complete embryo sac. A complete embryo sac, right? Egg cell, synergids, polar nuclei, antipodals. right? Very simple concept. Megasporogenesis, also got developmental stages of embryo sac. Embryo sac also called female gametophyte. Female gametophyte. Remember, don't confuse. Here I am showing nucellus tissue. Even MMC also a part of nucellus. MMC also a part of nucellus. One of the cells of nucellus. But towards micropylar end, one of the nucellus cell is very big in size. That is called MMC. Stands for megaspore mother cell. Ploidy 2n diploid. It is on the outer side enclosed with nucellus which nourishes MMC. MMC undergo meiosis to form two cells. Diod, that is called megaspore diod. Diod means two cells. Okay. 2 to 4. 2 to 4. Megaspore tetrad. Megaspore tetrad. Here MMC ploidy 2n diploid. But megaspore ploidy haploid. Reason? Meiosis division. Reduction division. Clear? A group of 4 megaspore is called megaspore tetrad. After 4 megaspores, apical 3 megaspores denatured, dead, and the basal one is functional megaspore. I am showing here functional megaspore. It is functional megaspore. Basal functional megaspore. The ploidy of megaspore haploid. Now it has prominent nucleus and dense cytoplasm. Nucleus undergo free nuclear divisions. 1 to 2 nuclei, 2 to 4 nuclei, 4 to 8 nuclei. Out of 8, 4 plus 4 arrangement. From each pole, one of the nucleus moves towards center. To form polar nuclei. This arrangement is called 3 plus 2 plus 3 arrangement. 3 plus 2 plus 3 arrangement. Important. That means what? 3 antipodal cells, 2 polar nuclei and 3 egg apparatus. Egg apparatus include 1 egg cell, 2 synergids. Synergids also called helper cells. Synergids play a crucial role in entry of pollen tube. It directs the entry of pollen tube into embryo sac. Clear? That is the importance of helper cells called synergids. Finally, karyokinesis followed by cytokinesis. What is cytokinesis? Division of cytoplasm is called cytokinesis. Then it forms a complete embryo sac, a matured embryo sac. After completion of cytokinesis, each and every nucleus except polar nuclei, each and every nucleus individually enclosed with cell wall. Then it is called a mature embryo sac. Mature embryo sac contains 7 cells and 8 nuclei. 7 cells and 8 nuclei. What are 7 cells? 3 antipodal cells, 1 central cell, 1 egg cell and 2 synergids. That's all. Here how many mitosis and meiosis divisions required for formation of 1 egg? That is important. These types of questions frequently asking in NEET object exam. Total 1 meiosis and 3 generations of mitosis required. 1 meiosis division and 3 generations of mitosis division required. Here 1 meiosis. Meiosis include 2 steps. Meiosis 1, meiosis 2. It is meiosis 1. It is meiosis 2. After meiosis 1, 1 MMC produce 2 cells. After meiosis 2, 2 to 4. You recall once meiosis. After the completion of meiosis, single parent cell produce 4 daughter cells. See here, same concept. Single mother cell produce 4 daughter cells. Mother cell ploidy, diploid. Daughter cell ploidy, haploid. Meiosis 1, meiosis 2 combined to call single meiosis. Don't confuse, single meiosis. Next, how many mitosis divisions required? That also very important, right? first generation, second generation, and third generation. 1 to 2 nuclei, 2 to 4 nuclei, 4 to 8 nuclei. Total 3 generations or 7 mitosis. 3 generations of mitosis, also called 7 mitosis. How 7 means? First mitosis, second mitosis, third mitosis, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Understood na? Total 7 mitosis divisions required for the division of nucleus. It is also called 3 generations of mitosis. Important. How they ask questions means, for the preparation of one egg cell, how many meiosis and how many mitosis divisions required? Very simple concept. One meiosis and 3 generations of mitosis. 3 generations of mitosis, also called 7 mitosis. That's all. These types of questions frequently asking in NEET objective exam. My dear students, you must concentrate on this area. 1 meiosis and 7 mitosis divisions required. That's all. Next, pollination. You know well what is pollination? A process of transfer of pollen from anther to stigma is called pollination. Pollination again are of 3 types. You know very well. Autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy. Autogamy means self-pollination. Geitonogamy is ecologically cross-pollination but genetically self-pollination. That is called geitonogamy. Next, xenogamy. Xeno means cross-pollination. Purely cross-pollination, right? In autogamy, what happened? Transfer of pollen takes place from anther to stigma of same flower. That is called autogamy. It is quite common in closed flowers. Best example, cleistogamous flowers. Cleisto means closed flowers. Next, geitonogamy means a process of transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of 2 different flowers of same plant. Anther to stigma of 2 different flowers of same plant, same individual. That is called geitonogamy. Because plant produce many flowers, 2 to many flowers. There what happened? Transfer of pollen takes place from anther to stigma of same plant, but 2 different flowers. That is called geitonogamy. The xenogamy is completely cross-pollination, purely cross-pollination. A process of transfer of pollen from anther to stigma of 2 different flowers of 2 different plants of same species, mango to mango, hibiscus to hibiscus, like that. That is called xenogamy. Hence, xenogamy is purely called cross-pollination. Next. There are 2 types of flowers, chasmogamous flowers and cleistogamous flowers. Chasmogamous means opened flowers. Anther and stigma both exposed towards open. Hence, there is chance of self-pollination or cross-pollination. Cleistogamous means closed flowers. Throughout life cycle, flowers become closed. Best example, viola, oxalis and commalina. Viola commonly called common pansy. Oxalis and Commalina bengalensis. These are the examples of cleistogamous flowers. Both viola, oxalis and commalina, these 3 types of plants produce 2 types of flowers, chasmogamous and cleistogamous. Mostly cleistogamous flowers grow into deeper layers of soil. Chasmogamous aerial, towards aerial. That's all, right? Today I stop here. Rest of the part, let me continue next video, because outside some disturbances are there. Thank you very much. Bye, see you, and prepare well.